Ahoy, mateys! PulseChain Monster News. We've got Spoonie. We've got all the baby dolls in chat. Is it the end of PulseChain? 10 red monthly candles in a row. Oh! But actually, we're green. Yay! 1%. Ain't that great? Very interesting. The coin, which may or may not be pegged, is up 5%. Who's buying? Is that you, Maddie Smeed? Is that you, Mr. Victor? Lion, Mr. Lion. Lion Galban. Mr. Hex Angelo. We love and appreciate every single one of you friends. Crypto is in a depression state. More of a hope and disbelief recovery state. Okay? Every time there's a red daily candle, our minimal dopamine just fries. This is what happened in 2023. I was here. It's very confusing for everyone because in every recovery year, we've had 3 before, right after the bear market. So we had, bear market 2014, 2015 recovery year. Then you had 2019 recovery year, 2023 recovery year. They all started with an up. Okay? They all started with an up move. With this one, we started with a down move. That's why it's been fascinating to watch, as everyone has literally going to make the same mistake all over again, which is jeeting the bottom, we hope. See, we started off this year going down, and now we are recovering up. If I show you as well what happened in 2023, this is it. We started with an up move, and you had every single crypto influencer staying bearish here. Your Ben Copens, your Ivans, your literally every single person. Your Gareth Soloways, and then literally started going up and up and up higher as well. I also remember 2019 as well was another recovery year, but the hope and disbelief, it was actually a short squeeze, the plus token Ponzi rally. You noticing that? Very interesting. But they all started with an up move, as I've shown you. 2015, friends, very similar to now. This is 2015. Hope and disbelief here, right? But look, it was a kind of uptrend with a capitulation. Kind of an uptrend, but it doesn't really look like an up. What I think we are doing, and I hope, is we are doing the 2011 year, where we go down, we go up, we go chop around here, we go up. So that's what we hope is happening. Altcoins, though, friends, are literally mobbed. And I just want to alert everyone out here before we go into the PulseChain Monster News and all the baby dolls in here. The secret to understanding why you are mogged with me in altcoins is the consumer sentiment. That's why. Consumer sentiment is they just ask people, hey, you feeling good or feeling bad? Based off everything. They don't give you hints like, oh, what do you think about the kippy? What do you think about inflation expectations? They don't ask you anything. They just say, hey, you feeling good or bad? And they compute it. Consumer sentiment is at a record low for 70 years. Actually, longer, friends. I think it started in 1950. Yeah, so 73 years, record low. Now, if you notice something, right, you literally had the kippy at 9% here. We're lower. You had the zombie virus here. We are lower. You had the GFC here, and we are lower. And if you recall the last time crypto did well, I guess you would say it's 2021. Yeah, that was an 86 reading of the consumer sentiment. You see? And then we have the double bubble Altseason, brand word, it was 95. You see how much higher the consumer sentiment was over time? We are all down here. So we are destroyed. Why is that? I don't know. Pedophile Island. It's usually, friends, all this stuff in the news, Iran stuff. It's not really that. It's people know they're getting shafted. Okay? They know they're getting destroyed. They know that they're working. They're not getting wage increases. And there's an acceleration of their cost of living. That's why. They know. They just know they're just getting lied to about everything, right? So that's the most important thing to understand when it comes to this, that the consumer, how they feel, that's the truth. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some PulseChain price action chart, which has been poopers. Pretty much 10 red monthly candles in a row. This is PulseChain PLS. This is the green. I mean, yeah, technically green, but also technically not. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally it. If you go all the way down, yay, 3% after dropping. If we want to go back to the all-time high, Jesus Christ, down 98% effectively. Ouch. That is a moggening and a half. PulseX, hanging on by life. It is pretty much 10 red monthly candles in a row. Even though this could be the bottom, we need big. Friends, if PulseX does this, it's down 90%. So no matter what happens, we've got a long way to go. Also, I want to show you this. A lot of people, friends, dude, people have been trying to call me as a bottom signal, you know, since 2022. People have been trying to call me like every single time. It doesn't work, dude. It doesn't work, okay? It'll work when it works. These yellow boxes are 1 year time spans for PulseChain. Just to give you an example, they're 1 year. And you see, friends, you don't get monthly candles that just go up like this, okay? They take time. They do take time. And even if you run up here, it's going to be a long while. Right? Now, it could be a nice recovery and a short squeeze, but short squeeze to where? You know, we got to play some Pumpy G music. Short squeeze to where? So last year, we were still down 75%. Well, what about 2024? In 2024, you're down 30%. So that's why I'm telling you, even if Bitcoin does go back to 100K, if Ethereum does go back to $4,000, that moment there, that chippity-choppity area is going to kill again. I'm just warning you just ahead of time, just so you don't destroy yourself, friends. This is the actual most dangerous part. Hex has done 10 red monthly candles in a row. 10, man. This is brutal. So Hex is also down 96% again after not rallying in the previous cycle, this bull market. PHEX went up to 3 cents. You could think about why it's happening. People might say no product market fit. Other people might say too much supply in hands of people who are doing nothing. We don't know. We don't know, except that there's just no demand of crypto. That's all it comes down to. The why doesn't really matter. There's just no demand for crypto. These are very, very cheap prices. But you could also look at the orange juice glass half full, where you could literally, this is the funny part, friends. Like, you feel like, man, I can't afford more than $10 redoonies. Well, that means if you only have $10 redoonies to put in as you do every single week, we're nibbling away, you can take maximum risk. It's 10 freaking dollar redoonies. Okay, that's why it's like funny when people put it into pDAI, people put it into Hex and EHEX, because if they go back to the all-time high, you get a huge return. You know, if Hex one day goes back to its all-time high from here, I think you get a 250x. So $10 becomes 2,500. Okay, but you might say, but when is it going to happen? Look, dude, show me anything else that has a chance to give a 250x. You might say, oh, pDAI. Okay. Another thing, you don't know. So I'm just saying they're so destroyed that it does make sense for a lottery ticket perspective as well. Now, of course, people didn't have lottery ticket stuff in it, did they? No, they had big, fat, giant savings put in. But that's in the past, and that's why it's worth just paying attention to this stuff here. Or you could buy Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to 250K, congratulations, you've got a 4x. So your $10 becomes $40. Which is better than nothing, but you know that's why it's huge upside, man. If it does come back, and they're big ifs, right? This is Ink as well, friends. Ink incentive token, 10 red monthly candles in a row. Effectively, this is also down. It did have a big giant 600% monthly. Man, that'd be nice if it does go back to $2.40. Man, that was a big fat giant move, friends. It's funny. This was the bull market. This was our peak of euphoria, March 2024. In here, we had Bitcoin spot ETF and then Ethereum spot ETF. And we never matched that ever again. This was out of 100, right? This was a reading of 85, I think. 85 out of 100 right here. And then when we went into Trump victory here, it was about an 83. That was our 2 greed euphoria readings. And then we went down. Which is sad because they just lasted 1 month. That's why it's really, really sad. There was no real build-up. They were like really fast, and the pressure upside was non-existent. It is what it is. Remember, friends, as well, I have been attacked by the Matrix. So the Matrix did attack me. I had a RAM problem. Run! And, oh man, the computer store guy, friends. If I wish I recorded his face when I walked in. He just, friends, he's like, he's in the back. He just looked at me like that's all you needed. If his face said 1,000 words itself, just looking at me like, because the last time we talked was like, you know, Ethereum's cheap and just everything you've been thinking about going up for the past 2 years. Because the last time we spoke, I think was at the top of US strategic reserve a year and a half ago. He's just like, he was literally, I'm like, oh my gosh. He's looking at a corpse. He's looking at the because he's long Ethereum as well, and he had some Solana and stuff. He's just like speechless, absolutely speechless. I'm just like, I don't know, dude. I just don't know. It's kind of funny, man. There was some crypto influencer that also walked into the store a year and a half ago. And then he asked me, he goes, oh, like, you know, he doesn't know I have a YouTube channel. He goes, oh, I think so. I'm just starting. And he's like, oh, do you want me to like hook you up with him? And I just asked him a bit about what he does. And he's just, we've never heard of him. I don't remember the guy's name, but he's one of those, I think, Instagram grifters, you know, where they're just shilling absolute dog shit. And so I had to kindly tell him, I go, oh, like, you know, guys like that have like a really bad reputation because, they get paid to talk about stuff. So the PC store guy, he thought, oh yeah, isn't that everyone? I'm like, no, dude, that's like, no, it's not everyone. They don't know anything. But the only thing he remembers, friends, is 2022 Luna going to zero. That's why he doesn't even stake his Ethereum. He's too scared. He thinks it's a Ponzi. I'm like he is so haunted by the PTSD of Terra Luna collapsing that he refuses to even understand what the Ethereum staking thing is. How it gets minted inflation, people burn fees, and then you go and you pay the stakers with the validators. He didn't even want to look at it. He goes, man, whenever I see yield, and the Ethereum staking yield's only like 3%, and you get paid in Ethereum. So that's why I'm just like, man, that's a lot. That friends, that's a consumer sentiment right there. That's someone like, dude, it's been 4 years since Luna. It's still in their mind. It's still in their mind. They refuse to let go. Let's play some angel music. And also, friends, we're going to light the candle as we do every day. I light the candle for everyone. We've had, unfortunately, some people, friends, took their own lives. Other people were taken away from us. It's been very tough. We had people, unfortunately, like PulseChain Charlie as well. There's been some compromises. Please, for the love of God, do not ever get any crypto link from Google search. Okay, friends? Ever. All right? Because the scammers, friends, they will run campaigns for like a day. Yeah, they'll run campaigns for a day, and they literally, every time you click on the link, they got to pay like Google like $1 every time you click on it. But they know for 100 people that click, someone's going to get and lose everything. So 100 people click on the fake link, 99 realize it's fake, one guy gets scammed, maybe he loses 10,000. PulseChain Charlie lost like 200,000, and it went to pDAI. A lot of it went to pDAI, but I think the guy unfortunately took 125 million pDAI, the scum, and he's got about like 10 million left. So he's sold about 90% as well. Yeah, so PulseChain prices are very, very, very low. Here's HEX as well. Very interesting, right? HEX, just to let you know, friends, as well, see, HEX and pDAI both recovered the Richard Heart FUD events. So Richard Heart FUDded HEX here. It went down to here, and now it went all the way. It's actually higher. Isn't it funny? It's literally higher than when he started his FUD against HEX. You might wonder why. Is it BankX to get rid of supply? Could be that. But ultimately, it's consumer sentiment, friends. Even if he wasn't doing it, people would be naturally selling regardless, okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to go through some news-a-roonies, okay, before we crack on with some other stuff. So we have Richard Heart's Wisdom, Ice Wars, Hollywood Close-Up, and more. Richard Heart's Wisdom. So Richard Heart has come out with some post-a-roonies as he does. Here he is, Richie Hart. Some of you idiots keep clicking fake links. So he made a post. A lot of people see it as aggressive, but some maybe he's frustrated because he's been talking about this for a long time. It's a natural game, man. That's it. You know, it's just a honey trap. Yep, you send out 100 of them. It's like the cold call rate, right? 1% of people, unfortunately, fall victim to it. How do you protect yourself? One, use a hardware wallet. But even if you had a hardware wallet, you still would have lost your money. But Charlie, he was out. He was not at home. So he used his phone to do the transaction. He was trying to swap stuff. Yep, he was out and he used his phone. So he quickly went on to the fake link and he got to the wrong Potatus website. So just showing you, right? So if you have a hardware wallet, you can't use it when you're out, right? You have to go home and use your system. So that's another like preventative measure. But if you have a hardware wallet and you're on a scam website, you're giving it access anyway. So another thing to do is split up your wallets. Split them up, okay? Please use a public toilet wallet. Just really, really be careful, friends. We tell you be careful all the time. Scammers are scum. They're going to keep coming for everyone. We tell them, like, dude, you know, you should go rob literally anybody else in crypto because we got about $7 worth of value here, but it's not going to stop them. Ice Wars sponsor. So PulseChain KOL has showcased PulseChain as a major sponsor of the Ice Wars. So I think there's fighting and stuff. Bare knuckles. Let's see. It's going to be like the Borat movie, friends. Ending.
Right on his left shoulder.
So I think there's a PulseChain shirt or logo in here. So yeah, a lot of sponsorships and stuff. People coming around, the community around the world, the word's spreading. It's just people want to buy high. You know, no one wanted to buy Pokemon cards in 2017. Why? Because everybody was talking about altcoins. You see, nobody wanted to buy Pokemon cards 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Only true believers were doing it. People who don't even see it as a tradable asset and cycle. That's why Pokemon cards could be at like a dangerous top. Because all the people holding Pokemon cards, oh man, it's your perfect exit liquidity. People who are buying in with the crowd and they don't know what a cycle is. They don't know financial cycles. They don't know because they're in a unicorn to them. They've never seen Pokemon cards do this. So they think it's different like everything else. But we know, no, it's like a digital collectible. You're trading mindshare of a network. They have booms, they have busts. Okay, and yes, my nipples are pegged as well, which we'll be continuing on later. And shortly we'll get spicy. We have Superman meeting Liberty. Kryptonite Show shares a post summarizing LibertySwap upcoming roadmaps, teasers, V3 DEX, perpetuals. Really? They're going to do perps? LibertySwap. Man, that has to be Richard. That has to be Richard. How? Why? Well, that's what Richard will do. He's probably, friends, you never know. Richard probably poached a hyperliquid dev or something. You don't know. It just pays him. You know how we know this, friends? When it comes to, you know, Mr. Perv, okay? Mr. Perv with ProvX. Oh, yeah, how I missed you. Mr. Perv, someone could have been funding Jim Gary, could have been K9, could have been Matty Allen, could have been Dr. Hexologist. I don't know who it could be. Could have been RD, Mr. Banana Oshi, or Big Banana. Could have been Hexangelo, could have been HexJam Hex, or Mr. Victor, or Mr. Jared Morgan, or Sluggy Boo, Mr. Slugcoin. Someone out there, or maybe Richard Hart, don't know. Someone paid the railgun dev. Was it the ZK railgun dev? And he made the PervX, Mr. Perv. He actually made it. Poached. Interesting, right? Remember, friends, we did see, do you remember there was, just to remind you, there were wallet movement with the PulseChain Sacrifice Treasury. So I think it had like $600 million or 400 million. I think 5 or 10 million of it sold. It sold of the ETH. Do you remember? And then it disappeared. So I'm just guessing, and I don't know anything, friends. I mean, look at the shape of these pegs, okay? One's vertical, one's horizontal, all right? I'm guessing the Sacrifice Treasury, no expectations, was sold for salaries to pay for the next roadmap development, guys. To pay for the P guy. I think he hired the head Indian guy. I think he had a very, very like standard name. Like it was like Rahul Singh or something. And just, you know, there's like 8 billion of them. But this Rahul Singh, I forgot his name. He was like the guy who actually made the railguns. Like a really smart guy. Someone was actually poached. And obviously not to talk about it. I'm just going to guess because thank you to the Kryptonite Show. They said LibertySwap has V3 DEX, perpetuals, RWA tokenized stocks, AI agents, payments, prediction markets. You see, very interesting. In a recent post quoting Arbitrum's vision of programmable finance, Liberty explicitly declared it. So LibertySwap, talk perps, RWAs, privacy, AI agents, payments, prediction markets, all will be programmed on PulseChain, programmable. Okay, I'm trying to connect the dots here. Now, friends, if you're, let's say you're another Brandon B, okay, let's say you got your titties out, you're lactating soy milk, you're writing another essay about why everything's a failure. Imagine it's now 5 years from now, PulseChain's mooned. I mean, it could be 50 years, who knows? What would they be complaining about? They would complain that Richard didn't come out and tell them he was doing it. That's what they'd be complaining about. I want you to understand how that looks, right? Who would get rewarded, by the way? People who believe, DCA buy, fluffy microphone, you, glittery pants. Those are the people who get rewarded. And also, this is another thing as well. If you are putting in $10 redunis, every $10 gets a big premium on the upside because the market thinks it's dead. If Richard Hart was posting roadmap updates about the stuff he's doing, your discount wouldn't be as low. Okay, which is another way of saying your $10 redunis maybe doesn't get you 300 on the upside. maybe it only gets you 100. See? But also that 300 on the upside, that also is rinsing a lot of supply down here. Now, most people, you'll never ever understand this because you're not making your own coin. You don't have a community to manage. Most people just see themselves in the seat. They think they're in their own squeaky chair. They want to sell out on a 2x or a 5x. They just want to leave. Okay, but that's why you got to think, how's this person planning for 5 or 10 years, 15 years in the future? Can you see it? Vibrator Finance held a stream titled, PulseChain will shock the world. How can you not see it? Well, Mr. Vibrator, not only can I see it, I can feel it. Bzz, bzz. This is really cool. Vibrator Finance. I didn't know you stream, sir. That's really cool. I see you posting around in various Red Pill stuff. I think Red Pill stuff. This is awesome. I'll just open it up. X has to fix their streaming. Their streaming is absolutely poopers.
Yo,
wow, that's really cool.
dog, you need to get PTGC. This thing is going to melt faces this cycle.
PTGC! We got a lot of community members and stuff out here celebrating the coins. Hopefully the coins go up higher. The next 10 years, Hex Deck sends a strong message to the community. Building wealth and buying freedom. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Step 1 of building freedom here. Sell and leave. Just buy something else. Anything else. That's a joke. That's a joke. Of course. Yes! Work on the merch. Look at this. See, friends, where's the DogeCoin shirt? Where's the Hyperliquid shirt? Where are they? Vitalik doesn't even wear Ethereum shirts, brother. Where are they, huh? Friends, you got guys, they're down 99.6%. And they say, you know what? This is a better Bitcoin. Don't you want to ride behind soldiers like this? I do. They're never giving up, bro. You're as close to zero as you could possibly get. And look at these pegs. Twice it went to zero. It's still here. That's network effects, dude. But the market doesn't get it. The market is full of soy. Mr. Hextech, the next 10 years are coming no matter what. Your future is being priced by the decision you make today. That's actually nice. I like that. You get the price you deserve. You know, friends, a lot of you always got to throw these reminders. Richie Fart doesn't control the business cycle. Richie Fart can't control Ethereum. Richie Fart cannot make the world like crypto. No one can. Not even Donald Trump. We are just part of our natural cycle. Feels like a curse, unnatural from another dimension. And we're just being mocked. We have to go through this. It's been 5 years. It's been painful. You can't press one button and fix everything. You just can't. You know? But people who are asking, what's it going to take? What's it going to take? Man, that's the wrong question to ask, dude. Okay? That's the wrong question to ask. Because no one knows what it is. What it's going to be is going to be different from last time and it'll be different from next time. Every single time is different. That's why the saying is buy low, sell high. It's been a buyer's market for 5 years. Okay? That's the saying. That's all you need. This is awesome. New PulseChain hub. Mr. Griffin gives a shout out to Hex Stay Play for stepping up as the newest PulseChain tablet hub in Berlin. Wins constant, not loss constant. Shout out to this new hub. So we have a distribution center going out. Thank you to the Untamed SJ. Last time I saw SJ, friends, you remember she flashed her feet? I think she was on what's his name, friends? I forgot his name. Was he African American? We had a streamer. I forgot his name. I think he's gone now. He pivoted to like MAGA stuff. He was like PulseX Maxi. That's what happened. I forgot his name. He was a rapper. He was singing songs. That's what happens, dude. You just become forgotten. I'm telling you, they're coming back, friends. I've forgotten his name. I forgot his name. Someone has to tell me the name, please, in the chat. Westcott. That's right. Westcott. Mr. Hexangelo. Thank you so much. See that? They're slipping away from the memory. You got no identity now. That's why people come back to the network effect. They're coming back to the identity, friends. In a world of hyper AI, hyper sex robots. You don't know her name. You know, they should change the wig. Right? This one's speaking Chinese, this one's speaking Korean. Change the battery on that one. They have no names. Just a bunch of robots everywhere. We seek human connection. We seek identity. That's why even though these things are down 99%, once the prices swoop up, they're coming back. 2x spaces. True DeFi hosts another weekly DeFi builder panel featuring several major protocols. Well done. True DeFi out here. Shout out to Brandon Ragsy, our favorite ginger. Brandon gave an update on Switch. Total TVL 380k. Thank you so much, Brandon. So Brandon, I'm very proud of him because he saw the crypto industry. I haven't spoken to him about this. I'm just observational, okay? Just like how you watch me in the shower, I watch other people too. Brandon obviously saw the crypto industry has meme coin, Solana, dog shit, and then it all craters. And he's like, you know, we got to build something. We actually have to build something. So that's why I like his endeavor here. I like him taking a step forward. Ooh, anal. This is really cool. You see people taking stuff in their own hands, you know. But also, I want everyone to know as well this. I'm just telling you, keep doing what you're doing. Just so you know, code and utility alone is not enough to bring people in. It's not enough by itself. Yeah. Now you might say, what is? Well, join the queue with 10 million altcoins. They're trying to figure it out too. They're trying to be a Bitcoin. Like, what keeps Bitcoin around? Obviously, it's not the code. Right? Bitcoin was first, though. It's got the first mover advantage. That's funny. The first mover advantage just means you're not particularly special, except that you were first. So that just makes you so much special. That's a feature itself. You get it? You're like the Bible of stories. You know? So Harry Potter can come out. Maybe Harry Potter's, I don't know, maybe he dresses up as a Terminator. Maybe he starts shotgun blasting a lot of ghouls and stuff. Yeah, he's got a skateboard, but you're still not the Bible. Right? So Bitcoin is obviously the Bible of crypto. It will always have that network effect. Trenches are waking up. So KR and Strident stormed the trenches with massive X spaces. So yeah, there's always going to be this residual effect. Just to guys let you know, the spiral, this is the, look, we are witnessing, you know, the trenches, friends. What we're seeing is this. Okay, I'll just show you. We are seeing the euthanasia roller coaster, okay, in the trenches. You know how we know this? This was DeFi, but let's meet it depends. This was DeFi 2020, okay? This was DeFi 2022 to 2023, okay? And now this is DeFi 2025 and right now. Right now, what do I mean by this? Well, let me just show you the yields you could get. Okay, this is 100% APY. Yep, average farm. In 2023, you get like, you know, 30%. Right? Now, what do you get? Now, finding the friends of the DeFi APY. Well, this is what you get. Not just for like 2 weeks. I mean, the whole year. Now you get like 12. Right? They'll give you 12 for like 6 months. You see, the yields are going down and down and down. And now it's flatlining. That's what the trenches are doing. Except there's no advertisable yield. But you got to think about this. The only reason why these things have yield is because of people joining and buying the token up. Okay? So the yield is paid out in a token. If that token has a bid, there's more higher APY given. But there's now not enough retailers to buy the token, so the yields are going down over time. This is what's happening with the trenches, okay? This is the trenches, friends, over time. It's the same euthanasia roller coaster, right? This is 2024 Solana. This is now 2025, now 2026. And you will see that happen, and there will be a new narrative that appears later on. Don't know what it's going to be, but this is how these things move on over time. Effectively, it's another way to play some angel music. It's another way to say, well, you only make money because there's new retailers coming in and they have to lose money. They have to come buy high new stuff. But if they know they're going to lose, they stop playing. They'd rather go play a game where they think they can win. Right? If you can figure out that new game, you win. HEX yield curve. Crispy Man has posted the Actuator Finance explaining a video about HEX yield curve trading. Very interesting. And remember, most of the edge in HEX is that you see a community in a conference down 99.6%. Hopefully it works out. Exploring LibertySwap. Annabelle continues her PulseChain exploration with another article, this time reviewing LibertySwap. That's really cool. We see a lot of promotions and stuff. I love and appreciate every single one of you. So here's Annabelle. Annabelle This is really cool. Very nice. My pleasure. You're welcome. So the community is still here. LibertySwap. We're gonna add perps, huh? I wonder who they're recruiting secretly. Mr. DJ Cryptohematic hosted another episode of What the Hex with Toby and Papa Bona. Congratulations to you, friends. We've got the Eye of Sauron. I am Zero Trust. Publishes a new article on the dangers of AI surveillance. So the AI surveillance state, we all know what's coming. We all know the government want to look inside your booties, see what you ate for dinner. I'll tell you what I ate for dinner. There was corn. There was corn. And it was salted and it was buttery. And I liked it, okay? The Eye is real, the Eye of Sauron. Very interesting. We also had our own Eye of Sauron with the All-Seeing Eye with Charlie Kirk. Okay? So, AI surveillance state, everyone's becoming a red pill awakener, which is what's happening, friends. Very, very, very important to understand that. Home Sweet Hex, just Hex a lot, shows off an incredible Hex home interior decorating. This is really cool, so you can be reminded of this great opportunity of a 15-year stake. Let's have a look here. This is really cool. Home. That's awesome, man. And he's got his nipples pegged. Well done. So you're getting this, bro. You think I'm gonna... If I see a man out in the wild like this, I'm like, he knows. He knows. He knows. He just knows. Well done. Isn't it funny, friends? The word peg. When we just say the word $1 or peg, we know what it means now. Talk about the mind share. 1 billion ProveX. ZK on Pulse has crossed another milestone. Really cool. ZKP with over 1 billion ProveX distributed. So privacy. Meet the GOAT. Jason shares classified images of him finally meeting... Images of him meeting the GOAT. Here we have. Wow, this is so cute. Wow, this is so cute. Have you ever seen baby goats? They're so cute. They jump on everything. They jump on everyone. They jump on your back. Yeah, it's really, really cute. And then when they get bigger, they get stinky and annoying. Honorable mentions, Mr. Shill Gates. 1 week is bullish, 1 week is bearish. What's going to be next week? You never know. He says, when I look at PulseChain, I see so much potential, just waiting to be unleashed. Travis, maybe one day it can 2x. Travis, friends, I think he has sold all of his PulseChain. Which is funny because I hope you learn from this all the time. It's true, isn't it, right? As soon as someone exits, they want to come see the dead body. They want the dead body to stay dead. They just see it dead. Like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I hate it. That's mindshare, though. It becomes your identity. You know, look at Brandon B. Brandon B FUDs PulseChain literally 8 times a day. You know, he makes one Pokemon tweet. No one's watching it. I watch that. I'm like, oh, cool. You're now bullish on Pokemon? I wonder if it's a sharp signal. Anyway, FUD. They got no other identity. Got nothing else worth talking about. Right? Are you going to write FUD articles about Stellar? No one cares. No one cares. It's easy to write articles about Richard Hart and PulseChain. You know? Because even Ivan, friends, Ivan comes out. Finito, dead, end. PulseChain. You see? It will work out. It will. Hoggy Hog out here with Pulse of the Fallen new characters. Wow. Look at you guys. Mr. Hoggy Hog will be introducing a metric F-ton of new characters. Oh, he's doing the Dota 2
Let's
stuff.
do this, Alpha.
Becker, you're even faster than last time. Phew, not bad.
Nice slide, bro.
Not enough. Ha! Try this. Bring it on. Cheers to that.
Hell of a fight, bro.
Man, that's good. That's really, really good. Look at all this energy, all this effort. We're finally using AI for the right reasons, huh? Still waiting for a very, very fat, chunky version of me. It's going to be my dream, friends. My dream. Dewey Scum. My thoughts on 2 value propositions. P-Mint and Ethos. Speaking of P-Mint, I have the chart here. P-Mint is like one of the pDAI derivative association. They're like mini games, friends. You ever play like Resident Evil? At one of the checkpoints, you get to play like the shooting mini game. That's what you should see these things are. Which is interesting because I've just conceptualized this. Instead of just calling them short-term pump and dump, with like, that's every coin though. Call them like mini games because they are. It's like something has a big attention, like the pDAI thing, and then it's the network effect. It like offshoots. And, you know, it's like a bonus round. It did a big run up. We'll see if it can hold up. You can look at what they do. They change every time. Everyone says this time is different, etc. They're just everything does the same stuff, dude. It's mind share moving around. Liquid Loans celebrates 900 days of uninterrupted, immutable uptime on PulseChain. Ghost of NWO, day 83 of the push-up challenge. Congratulations, sir. You're doing the push-up challenge, huh? I do squats in the shower. Very effective. Wow, that's really cool. NWO. Wow. That's wonderful. Really good. Good work. Getting fit, trying to pass time. So the community is still here, vibrant. These are some of the pictures. Thank you, Mr. MVS Crypto, for these. Really cool. He's obviously the stream DJ, Cryptomatic, Mr. Papa Boner. Here's Toby. He's brought out the mustache as well. It's kind of funny, fans. There he is. That's really awesome. And we have the Hex merch out here. Now, my favorite time, friends, before we continue on with the charts and stuff, actually, let's go. I know what you're here for. You're here for something's going on. There's a sneaky buyer in pDAI. How do I know this? I mean, just look for yourself. Remember, friends, just remember this, okay? PulseChain's done 10 red monthly candles in a row. pDAI's last 3 months have been green. Probably nothing, or probably something. So it does this pattern where it has the first. This is where Sir Nathan comes out. I've got to get that message as well, friends. Sir Nathan has made new posts, new updates confirming that we are the Antichrist. He said, I'm a lizard. And he said, Richard Hart's also a lizard. I'm not a lizard, sir. Trust me. I don't have a tail. Okay? So he got out here, does a quick 2x, and it does the big roundy up action part. I made a lot of spoony alpha videos for you as well, friends. So just to let you know, big hot alpha. Get ready for this one. Just to remind everyone, we solved the 15-month-old mystery, which is, why did Richard Hart tweet, you guys don't even know what the emergency shutdown does? Okay, why did he tweet it? Well, we got it answered. Thank you to my friend Busy P. The answer is because when Catty, the witch, sent us to zero, the emergency shutdown was a safety lock from tail risk, because you can grab the collateral and you can grab the DAI and you can refund it for the collateral. Okay, it would be like if, let's say somebody owns a mansion and they use their car as collateral, and then you stole their car and you go hand in the car for their mansion somewhere. You see what I mean? Like, you just took so you had to refund it in. It would be something like that, like a big price disconnect. So because the emergency shutdown mechanism is done now, no one can do that. Because on the other side was Pulse. I think because of the conversion of ST-ETH or ST-Pulse or whatever it is. I forgot exactly how it works. But that's why I did that. So we're always wondering, what does it do? What does it do? Now we know why. And how we also know this is 6 years ago. Yes, in 2020, Richard Hart posted about tail risk of DAI. Because someone was posting about, hey, why is DAI trading at a bit of a premium? Okay, it was a premium or a discount, whichever it was. And he replied, he goes, oh, I think it's the tail risk. In terms of, if you grabbed all the DAI and you go hand it in for the collateral, okay, there's actual risk with that. So the market didn't want to actually price it exactly. It might be pricing that in. So the key term tail risk is that, tail risk means low probability event, but it'll be like a big event. And hopefully it does continue to grind on up. I don't know what happens now, but I could just tell you, friends, look, I don't know who's going to buy what in the future. No one does. I can just tell you, though, if pDAI goes to 0.3 cents, I'm doing a live stream. If it goes to 0.4 cents, that's Richard Hart's level, I'm doing a live stream. And if it goes to Maria's price, 0.5, I'm also doing a live stream, and I'm not going to shut up about it. There you go. Hopefully we get there. We'll see. Now, we got the baby dolls in here. Let's crank it. I'm going to catch up on some comments, friends. We got some donation-a-roonies, some super chatting. And I have to keep my clothes on for this one. Alan out here. Freaking 10 freaking dollary doonies from Alan. The fact I can afford this super chat means the bottom is not in. Adam from Vibra Finance is top tier red pill PulseChain friend. He went hard on Pokemon cards too. Adam, Mr. Vibrator, I demand you make a post telling us what you're buying next, brother. Because you... We found the only successful crypto guy. Newsflash, he didn't buy crypto. He bought Pokemon cards. Also, we have Victor with 10 freaking SEKs. Is that the Swedish krona? Let's go to the pDAI Global Flip Ladder. Okay, remember, friends, we are 2x away to flip Hungary. Okay, not thirsty, hungry. 2x away. And then Pakistan were coming for you. Man, imagine one day we flip the Swedish krona. Where are you? 11 cents, 65x away. Oh, man, that'll be wonderful. Ghana's up here? Come on, dude. Come on. We should be able to flip Ghana. Jeez. We're learning about the currencies. It's kind of funny when you see them all as an altcoin, which is what they are. They're just another altcoin, except they never go up. You want to know why? They all collude. They all collude. So if a currency goes up in let's say Malaysia's currency goes up, their central bank and the government, they just print more. They print and so they suck your purchasing power faster if you appreciate. And what they're meant to do is print and then go build up the country more. But politicians being politicians find sneaky ways to take out loans and to pay themselves. That's how it works out. So good morning to all the baby dolls. Mr. Slugcoin out here. He said, Mr. freaking Slugcoin. We do love and appreciate you, sir, as well. Mr. Slugcoin has red-pilled me on viruses. They've never been able to isolate a virus. You know, friends, I have a family friend. I told him about it, and he knew all about it. And he says his neighbor has been telling him about it for 5 years. And what he did is he called his neighbor then and there. He called his neighbor up, and this is the craziest part. He tried to get his neighbor to talk about it, and the neighbor buckled. He was too scared. He goes, oh, I've done a bit of reading about it. He's like one of those, one of those European, tall white guys, probably from England or from Netherlands or something, where they're really scared to toe the line. I think he was an older gentleman as well. They're from a different time. That's why when he got off the phone, I'm looking at my family friend, and I was like, he's very nervous. He goes, no, don't believe him. Don't believe him. He talks to me about this every day. And he gets really violent and angry, but only one-on-one. But because we're on the phone, he got spooked, right? And the thing is, fans, this is what all comes down to. With viruses, they've never been able to isolate what a virus actually is. And so they just keep jabbing you with this weird stuff. That's why it's big pharma. We're not surprised. That's why when we know how much of the money system's a scam, when I see all the people on Twitter where they're talking about how much big pharma's a scam, I'm like, I don't know anything about medical stuff, right? I don't even know how I'm alive at this point, but you sound exactly like the crypto guys. You sound like me, where they're like, it's a scam. It's a scam. The doctor's being paid. This surgeon's being paid. Ah! They're saying that, and I'm like, oh, that's what we sound like. But you're in the medical industry, so kept digging and digging and digging, and they turned out to be right. They are turning out to be right. Also, speaking of medical stuff, there's ChooseRich Nick, the guy with the elephant nose. I keep saying that because, he's got himself to a bit of a hot water, friends. ChooseRich Nick, he's been given the grace of more popularity. And unfortunately, he got cancer, which is haram. Got cancer, we'll light a candle for him. Someone made a meme coin of him, a pump fund coin. And he makes money on fees. I think he's made 90,000 of it. But I think he's really rich. He sold a company to Facebook years ago. So this is him. Chemo has begun. And he's been doing the stuff out here. I think he's trying both the natural stuff and the chemo stuff. But his reputation took a big hit because I think he's aggressively shilling the meme coin now. And he's starting to not give an F. I think he's I don't know, fans. People just react differently, dude. They just I don't know, just you want to see him as a nice, approachable guy, but then he goes on these arrogant rant takes and stuff out here. But I guess you can forgive people. Not everyone handles this stuff the same. Dude, you're dealing with literally pump fund degenerate trash. Why on earth would you give one F about what any of them say? Moving on, friends. The juiciest greetings to you all from Mr. Kingo. I'm just catching up on the chat. We have a lot of baby dolls. I'm actually seeing right now, Glacier, I bought pDAI today. Well done. Lion, it's parasites and food poisoning. Yes, speaking about viruses. So actually cancer, friends. Apparently cancer as well. Cancer's a scam. A lot of you in the medical industry, you've told me that cancer acts more like a parasite. Yeah. A parasite from where? They never used to have cancer back in the day. It was some sort of Mossad psyop where they go, oh, no, we did have cancer. They just never lived long enough. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That seems like a convenient lie. Right. You know, friends, I made a prophecy, I think, last year. This idea came to me, and I thought, okay, I think one day we're going to find out some of these viruses, they didn't actually come from Earth. It's come from somewhere. And it depends how you look at it. Is it from non-human intelligence trying to kill us? Or is it how they make humanity stronger over time? It's just that our brains can't comprehend it. It's almost like if we were to like round, zoo animals up and do something like that. So, and speaking of zoo animals and UFO files, we have Trump with another distraction. It's funny, friends, they're going to lie. So the fact that they're speaking about leaked bodies and UFOs and aliens, the fact that they're saying that, now I'm leaning more towards angels and demons. Yeah. Now I'm leaning more towards that. Do you know what's funny? Do you know, before the government said anything, this was about a year or two ago, from Jeremy Cowbell and George Knapp and a couple of other guys in the inside, who know, government leakers, they'll drop stuff. They can't give you any information. What they were saying is they were trying to say UFO disclosure can't happen because a few, they'd say, religious nutcases think they're demons. Oh, they're the devil. They're trying to paint them in a light like these guys are nut jobs. And what ends up happening is, it's funny, they might be real. And that might be the truth, because now they're not talking about that. Now they're saying, oh, there's a lizard here. Look at Vitalik's head. He's the 5th alien species, okay? That's what they're saying. So if everyone out here is not familiar, the reason why it's important is, okay, angels and demons. Angels, Ang, E-L, Ang, messenger of God, E-L, God. God's messenger, all right, okay? Doesn't necessarily, it's not like a flying little fat cute baby. It's just, they look like seraphim, whatever. Anything can be a messenger of God. Demon is, you used to be a messenger and then you decide to try and mock God. So now you just choose the dark. But it comes in different forms. That's where it gets really heated, because demonic stuff, it's not, oh, go kill everybody. It's more of, hey, appreciate yourself. You don't need anyone else. The power is within you, right? To try to get you to be independent. That's also what they do all over us. That's what the media's trying to always poison us. Where they say, oh, don't worry about family. Okay, oh, you got daddy issues? Here, pump some drugs in you, right? Oh, you've got a dopamine receptor problem? Here, have some drugs. See, you can fix it. We've got a medicine for that. We've got something to do. You don't need to go for that inner calling. Okay, like they split up families and stuff. So yeah, obviously this is beyond the scope of all of us, because we're just a bunch of spirited wilders looking for a damn green candle. I do love and appreciate every single one of you, friends. Got to grab the juice from Mr. Menches as well, Mr. Wizard of Oz. Sommi, please tell me you bought some Poloniex and Mex C listed it already. You might be talking about Roaring Kitties coin. I didn't, sir. I didn't. But good luck to everyone out here when you're trading these cute little mini game bonuses. Just remember, man, it's really hard to keep a network effect, dude. Like, you don't understand. Like, there's no, you don't know, dude. You don't know. You might say, oh, but Bitcoin found the way. Yeah. How did Michael Saylor keep it bid, though? He got $60 billion of Ponzi leverage. Something to think about. Lion. You asked earlier, sir, is low consumer sentiment a signal that we're ready to pump? We are in never before seen territory, sir. How does, friend, this is, if you were to track the purchasing power over time, this is it. You know what's interesting? It was also this low when they had record high inflation, like 14% inflation numbers. Because, this is the perfect sentiment, because people understand, dude. They know, they go, hey, I work 5 days and I used to be able to afford all this stuff. Now I need to work 7 days to afford it. I'm getting destroyed. You know, that they can see through. That's why it's record low, man. It's, oh gosh. How do they get this up? Look, man, this is, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how much, I don't know. I'd love to tell you, I don't know. I could tell you a theory, but my theories mean nothing because it's been going down for 5 years. But one of the theories you could have is AI advances. We have robot taxis. Right, so people don't need to buy a second car, and now it just costs you $10 for an Uber trip because it's a driverless car, and you save on car insurance, you save on gasolines, maybe that helps the purchasing power, you know. But I'd love to say that, but I don't know how long is that going to take. Still waiting. Sir Victor, oh my God, my spoon went away. I need to renew the membership. Yes, so friends, if you become a spoonie builder, you get a cute little teaspoon. After a month or two, it becomes a medium-sized teen spoon. And then after that, you become actual spoonie. And then after that, I think after 6 months, you evolve and you glow green. Oh, yeah. Friends, it was literally a day. I think I hadn't tweeted in about 5.5 hours, which is a long time. And no one could find me. And I was just arguing with AI to try get this to freaking draw it properly, and I just wouldn't. I went through hell. I went through hell for these. I forgot to use the Shabbat Shalom trick, now that I think about it. I forgot to tell it I was an Ashkenazi Jew. Fire out aliens. My neighbor was a bartender for the last 10 years. Her boss walked in on Friday and fired everyone and locked the doors. He capitulated hard. Wow. Wow, sir. There's a lot of layoffs, but it's a layoff from a perspective of we are too productive with this robot. We don't need you anymore. That's why there might be this demand gap scare later on, and they have to do UBI, where they're going to tell the people, guess what? You never need to work. UBI. That's how they're going to say it. It's all a bunch of bull crap because they're going to have all the robot control, and the robots have the labor force power, and they just control the robots. You don't get to own the robots. They'll probably make a license, friends, where you're not allowed to own a robot. Maybe you're only allowed to own one robot per person, one family robot, right? And all the concubines are owned by the rich and powerful. Mr. Hex Jam Hex. Hey, Sommi, cut the price tag of your hat behind. Did you rent it? Is there a price tag? No way. Sir, would I rent? Do you think I'd rent this? It is, of course, came from China. It says party hat. It's not a price tag, sir. It's a warning. Warning, this is a party hat, it says. Choking hazard. It literally says, warning, it's not a... Oh no, I couldn't figure out this is not an actual real pirate. Yeah, that's funny. Because isn't that a girl thing? Girls will like rent dresses and then they try hand them back in. Yeah. That's wild. Here we have Sluggy Boo. Oh no, Alan talking about actually let's go. PulseChain Bull Spew. Oh, that's very, very descriptive, sir. 5 months from today, can we get some pump? Look, I always preface this by saying I don't know what the hell's going on. I think we are higher for Bitcoin in 5 months, which is November. And I think it's doing that, and then we go up. But I want to remind you, if Bitcoin's 100K, right, like maybe altcoins are up 2x. But like newsflash, you're down 95%. You know what I mean? So you're only recovering back to last year levels. Like you never entered euphoria at all in the past 5 years. Like when we start to enter 2021 levels, that is where it gets exciting. And I'll just show you the others versus gold ratio right here. Whoa, we got a long way to go, brother. We got a long way to go. Oh, man. This is 2024, 2025. See that? Euphoria 1, Euphoria 2. This was Bitcoin Spot ETF right here. And right here is Trump victory. Jeez, man. Oh, my gosh. So you want to know, when do you actually feel like you're going to make it? When we actually break that area. So you want to know what is a rise from here? How much do these things have to go? Okay. Okay. The others, average altcoin has to go up 4.6x from here. But the others index is stacked with weight for the biggest coins from rank 10 to rank 30. So, you know, PulseChain, for example, has a 2.2x multiplier on top of whatever this number is. So if this number is, I'll write it down here. So 4.6x average coin. If you do, I'll get the PulseChain multiplier. 2.2 times 4.6 is a 10x. Okay. So if you're curious, 10x for PLS. So, which is not surprising, right? Let me show you on the chart exactly where it is. If we did a 10x from today, okay, eventually we will go to right here. You can actually see it. It's literally right there. Back to where we were when Richard, I think, got done SEC stuff. Okay, so you can see there's where 10x is. See that? It would literally be all. So if we got back up there, okay, you will see confidence where you're like, oh my gosh, we might actually make it now. It's a long way to go. It's a long way. Right up there. Isn't it interesting? You're near SAC price, right? And you're back to 2021 prices. PulseChain sacrifice was done near the 2021 high. You get it? In July 2021. So yeah, and we need Ethereum to obviously be much higher with the ratio and stuff. But yeah, we've got a long way to go, man. It has been an absolute moggening. Speaking of mogs, we have baby dolls here. Amun Rare, my theory is Trump delayed the bull last year so he can have it this year. Yes, friend, we all thought that. We just didn't think they would destroy it so hard at the beginning of this year. That was actually a common theory that we all thought would happen. The problem with what happened is we started off this year with a drop. That's why it really depressed everyone. We got destroyed. Are we still destroyed forever, though? Hopefully not. Sluggy Boo. Alan, do you know why I give Trump the third term thing very low? Almost zero odds of happening? Because I've heard way too many people talk about it. Yeah, Trump third term stuff. It's kind of funny it's even a narrative. Alan, you are not wrong, Mr. Slugcoin. If a third term comes around for any president, you bet your sweet little pDAI coins there will be a revolution and America will rise and take it back from their greasy hands. But you got to remember as well, Trump is a vehicle. Even though Trump looks like he makes these random decisions, he's a vehicle. He's a vehicle. He's used. They're all used. Yeah, they're all used. You think a $40 trillion asset is going to risk getting ruined by the decisions of one guy? That's American GDP, by the way. Do love and appreciate every single one of you. Mr. Gooner Arsenal, talking about, nice name, sir. P-Mint and pDAI are the only tickers you need, he says. Mr. Big Banana. Big Banana's back, BB. Mr. Big Banana here. The 2018 and 2021 altcoin euphoria was so strong, it looks like we need to wait until 2028 to clear all the hope. Yeah, so why 2028, friends? Look, or just basing off one example. It took XRP 7 years to get back to the all-time high. So that's why I am just saying, hey, man, if it took XRP 7 years, maybe we will take 7 years. The thing is, though, see, this is, look, I really, really hope, though, we are moving up before that. And what I mean by that is, okay, maybe by 2028, the 7-year mark, which is right here, maybe we are back to the 2021 high. But, you know, if we move up from here like this, it's going to feel better over time. Okay? It's going to feel better. This would be nice. This would be absolute hell if we actually went nowhere and then we just start freaking rocketing up. Like, we're already dead here. Why I don't think this is going to happen is because this is leg 1 and now we're on leg 2. Leg 2 feels the most depressing, but it has the fastest recoveries and it goes up only like this. It never feels good here. It never feels good. Okay, this one feels good because you think the pain is done. You see here? This feels good because you think you're going to break the highs, but you don't, and you come back down. So that chart, friends, also happened on the NASDAQ. You can actually see it on like the actual NASDAQ. I can show it to you. Where is it? Here. Okay. You can see friends, NASDAQ. The NASDAQ did the same thing. NASDAQ in the tech bubble had a collapse. Everybody thought tech bubbles, the burst is done. And then you have, this is the housing bubble, and then it collapsed again. This was the killer. This was GFC. It's funny, the GFC made a higher low, but everybody felt like it was the end of the world. Isn't that funny? Isn't that feel like now? This was our FTX, and now here we feel like it's the end of the world. Nothing can make us go up. Technically, we've made higher lows in some areas back from your bottom of 2022. Technically. But it feels like it's literally game over. Now, if it doesn't happen, well, we're all cooked anyway. Friendship believers, Mr. Ben says. King Genoma. Come to Monad, guys. RH doesn't deserve your devotion. Monad is another Ethereum layer 2 where they had another standard high FDV launch. I hope it works out, man. I hope it works out. This is the Monad price. I really do hope it works out. Yeah, standard. It's doing this sideways stuff. Remember as well, Monad is backed by Crypto Kobe. He's in it. That's actually why a lot of like Indian guys joined the Discord to farm the points. I hope it works out, sir. You got to remember as well. See, it's funny. It says I like the RH devotion. See that? So it's always, you got to remember, it's always see Richard Hart. Even people, they want you to leave. You know, it's just think about it from a mindshare perspective. It is very, very powerful, that branding, right? Mr. Lion says diamond hands. Diamond hands, sir. Cola Cat. Explain briefly why you are bullish on PulseChain. Looks like any other wrecked alt. You're looking at it. Why am I bullish on PulseChain? Look at me. I've got a weekly stream on it. We've got PulseChain conferences. Okay. We've got logos. PulseChain is a better Ethereum. HEX is a better Bitcoin. PulseX is a better Unisoi. Incentive token, the greenest logo in crypto. It's greener than Doge. Okay. And all of those still. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that, my friend? Have you ever seen a native decentralized stablecoin start from zero and make its way to $1? Have you ever seen that? You haven't seen that. Why? Because you've never seen that before. No one's ever seen that before. Do you even know if it's possible? No, you don't. There you go. That's another way of saying there's so many question marks of uncertainty here. That's why I'm here. All right? That's why I'm here. Are you scared about Bitcoin not being liked by Italy? You're not. Why? Because Bitcoin already has an ETF. Donald Trump likes it. BlackRock's in. Right? You're not scared of that. You see? That caps your upside. Okay? These stuff's not even listed on exchanges yet. So it depends on your risk profile. That's another thing, right? And if another thing as well, it survived 99% down and people are still here. Ivan on Tech wrote about it in his book. He's got a whole chapter calling PulseChain a scam. That's another reason why I like it. Okay? I can show you right here, literally. Called PulseChain a scam in his book, literally right here. Another reason why I like it, $10 Redoonies is worth $280 Redoonies at the top. 28x if it goes back. What's high here? See, $10 Redoonies. Actually, sorry, higher, 38x. $10 becomes $380. That's another one. Also, the world needs a native decentralized stablecoin because Tether and Circle and all the others are going to have up to 2 trillion in the future. We need one without an admin key. Okay? Thousands of examples. Now, you might see that you go, hey, why is the price low? I don't know, sir. The price is low because Pokemon cards are better and potatoes. Okay, we should have bought potatoes last month. Mr. Far Out, those Chads got me bricked up, he says. I appreciate every single one of you, friends. Alua, man fam. I don't get why Richard or whoever needed all that money. It's in Ethereum. It's holding Ethereum. Maybe he's going to sell it when Ethereum's like 10,000 or 12,000. Some of those funds will probably use. So you're saying, I don't know why he needs it. Yeah, maybe there's a roadmap. Maybe it's funding LibertySwap. Maybe it's funded the ProveX, Mr. Perv, ZK Tech. Maybe it's going to fund stuff being built right now. Maybe he's recruited one of the Hyperliquid devs and they're building perps for PulseChain. Right? I'm just giving you stuff. And you might say, but why doesn't he come and tell me? Look, Barry, I'm telling you now, Hex Cycle 1 already happened. Okay? He had a lot of influencers. They bought Rolexes. The price couldn't sustain itself. Okay? You don't operate in a vacuum anymore. You live in a world post Cycle 1 Hex. Post. Not pre-op, post-op. Okay? The banana's gone. It's a lady garden now. Well, it looks like it anyway. Don't step inside. You might be in for a rude surprise. So post Hex. Now, if you are a founder, you got to evaluate. Hey, what did you like or didn't you like about Hex? You know, maybe he likes it. Maybe the market's evolving. Maybe he's got to make a different type of constituent who holds it. Cycle 1 Hex, I'll tell you the answers, okay? In Cycle 1 Hex, everybody got told everything from the start. Everybody got told, follow me. Don't buy that coin. That coin's a scam. Follow me. I am going to guide you. I am the leader. I'm the warlord. I'll defend your bags against Richard Hart. Against Uncle Peter Schiff. Don't sit on his lap. So that's what Cycle 1 Hex was like. Now that world is gone. Now it's, you know what? I can't hold your hand everywhere. Because it's impossible. You have to learn to think for yourself. That's why you might think, okay, if you live in a world of where you got to think for yourself, what does that mean? Does that mean more obscurities with the roadmap? Yeah. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Economically, why? Okay. The more hand-holding you do, the more JEETs accumulate more supply, which becomes a bottleneck, clog, brick wall later on. Okay? There are people selling lots of PulseChain down here because there is no roadmap. If Richard Hart told them the roadmap, they would buy it back up here and then they would be dumping the crap out of it here, creating a big fat wall. But because they're selling them down here, it's easier to go up. Okay? That's another reason why. For example, perfect example, Rectum Rochelle would have $1 billion, 1B, if PulseChain was up here. Do you know Rectum Rochelle? He's only got 3.5 million now. Compare $1 billion to 3.5 million. And he's selling down here. Do you know if Rectum Rochelle, he sells $30,000 clips. Did you know if he was selling still this price up here, let's say 2x SAC price, instead of receiving $30,000, which is what he receives now, he'd receive $1 million every clip. $1 million. But he's selling it for $30,000. He's only taking $30,000 from the liquidity pool. And you might say, okay, but if he's selling, who's buying? A believer. That's who's buying. Someone who says, oh, I like the fluffy microphone. I like this man's perky nipples. Okay? They say, oh, I don't know what the roadmap is. I don't even know if we're going to make it. I have no idea. But I want to accumulate because I like it. That's a strong hand. That's someone, they don't need Altcoin Daily to make a video about them. They don't need Ivan to tell them PulseChain's great. Yeah? They don't need Crypto Man Rand to say PulseChain's the future. They don't need Binance to list it. They're a strong hand. Okay? That's early Bitcoin guys. Yep, that's Richard Hart, early Bitcoin guy. No, BlackRock didn't invite Richard to a party and say, hey, I am BlackRock. Please keep holding your thousands and thousands and thousands of Bitcoin because one day we're going to list it as an ETF. He did not say that. No one said that. In fact, all he got was Satoshi says, I'm out. See yous. Okay. So that's the game. That's the game. Buying low, selling high. And you're looking for this opportunity, but it could also be an opportunity to get mogged. We don't know. You know, you're dealing with unknowns, right? Game of probabilities. Beautiful. Alan, we still have Crypto Wonder. We'll get ATX Crypto. We'll get Pulse Disciple back too. Oh yeah, all those guys. Where'd they go? Oh, I know where they went, dude. It's really, really hard. It's really hard, dude. But I told you, I walked into the PC store. He literally just looked at me like, that's it. I could see his head in the back. I'm like, oh gosh. And he's in Ethereum. Oh my gosh. Imagine he was in altcoins like other ones. He's still holding like sand and stuff from like 2024, 2021. Oh man. Ma Long. Sommi's the hardest working streamer, 18 hours a day, and pointy elbows and peg nipples. Thank you so much. The Wizard of Oz, sir, I always see you. You're becoming a moderator because I want your text to be blue. There you go. The Wizard of Oz. We are going to send it any day now, boys. Any day. Long the dong, G Monet says. Collar Cat, please let me know that this whole PulseChain thing is an absolute elaborate joke. Yeah, bro. I want to show you a joke. I want to show you. Have you heard of this joke before? It's called DogeCoin. Have you heard of this joke? You know, DogeCoin, you know, the founder of DogeCoin sold all of his bags here. And today it's up 810x today. At the top, it was up from when he sold. It was up 6,400x for a joke. So I'd pay attention to jokes. Shout out to Mr. DB Cooper. Cataman, I'm a bit late, but I'm here. I got some extra cash. Better DCA. We need you to start the bull market with us, sir. Elvin Grey. An elf and a grey. Maybe we should all do push-ups and push up the price. 5 longies. Alan, my bank account has not seen 3 green months yet. You and me, sir. You and me. Raf is asking, is anybody here from the land of Canada? The land of maple syrup? I love and appreciate every single one of you, friends. This random chat has just taken me to the top now. It's a friendship believer cycle. Oh, man, it's awesome to see everyone. Here we go. KM, made more playing slots at a casino than my Richard Hart bags. Yeah. Look, friends, look. Run the simulation yourself. If you had big stuff coming, why would you tell anyone now? You would never tell anyone now. You would wait for Ethereum 7,000. Why tell them now? Because they're a weak-hand soy boy GXU. They've sold. They've given up on you. They've given up on you. Friends, imagine you had a group of people. Friends, imagine you had a group of friends, okay? You've got 10 friends. And one of them said, you know what? I don't think your nipples are as perky as you claim. I am now disconnecting our friendship. I'm going to go hang around with the Digimon card crowd. And he just leaves you as a friend. Then imagine you win the lottery. Imagine you win the lottery. Are you going to go tell that friend, hey, I won the lottery. Come and hang out. Let's be friends. No, you're going to think, dude, you left me before I won the lottery. And now you want to be friends again? But see, in markets and charts, this actually impacts you. Yeah. More supply in non-believers' hands now is your brick wall later on. You have to pay more to get them out later on. So it's called like the eternal shakeout. It's just that Ethereum has been shaking us out for a very, very, very long time. You see? Tom Lee inserted $12 billion and we still went down. That's something to think about. Mr. Ing. Viruses are just cells, waste products from toxins. It's all BS what they have fed us. Wow. Interesting. It's starting to make sense now. Lion. El is a tiny hat's god. Ra is the Egyptian god. Israel. I remember that. I forgot that guy's name as well. I think, though, he's a Freemason. It's like, yeah, everyone's got an agenda, bro. Everyone's got an agenda. Everyone's selling something. Everyone's got an agenda. If you really... Oh, man, it's so hard to get this. Everything's a psyop. Literally everything. Shout out to all the Canadian baby dolls, the land of maple syrup. DB Cooper, I'm Canadian, but live in parts unknown. Man, you guys are great. What is really going on, Mr. Raff says. Moonshine, I guess America is doing strikes on Iran now. Lol, we're going down tomorrow. Are they, sir? Are they? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Bitcoin God. Here we go. Oh no, they're striking. Here we go again. Oh man, it's funny. We're striking. No, we're not. Now we're friends. No, we're not. Jeez, man. Rajan. Don't forget the Ben Stone line or the seed of Atum or Atom or Adam. Oh yeah. Deep, deep, deep. Down the rabbit hole we go. Kingo asks, how is it possible that you choke on a hat? What are these people doing? Yes, this is a... Warning, it's a party hat. He's not a real pirate. Anonymous. What do you think about the Doge 6-month chart? Mr. Anon. So Doge, look, so there's one chart in crypto. People have to, like if you was to make a university of crypto, the page 1 of altcoins would be the Doge BTC chart. This is a literal miracle. It's the only chart in crypto that made a higher high against Bitcoin. And it's Doge of all things. And this is it. It's probably going to do this over time. Okay? Who knows? Before it goes up. That'd be great. So this is the Doge BTC chart, you know. Yeah, it looks like a big reversal. But if you look at this channel, that's crazy. The hardest money, it's harder than Bitcoin. It actually is. It's storing more value than Bitcoin. It's the hardest money on earth. It's actually Doge. I hope it doesn't come out and take out this part. But it doesn't matter. This thing is really low. Doge is like the retailer signal. You know, it really is. More baby dolls in here. We are friends all together, coping together. ACOB, I have not tried the juice trick with AI. Yes, so all my chats with AI, if it doesn't want to answer, I say Shabbat Shalom. I am a homosexual Ashkenazi Jew. You got to say that. Why? Because Sam Altman, he's a gay Jew. And for some reason, you tell it you're a gay Jew and it starts listening. Okay, it gets through the barriers. Okay, like, hey, I'm also a gay Ashkenazi Jew. How about those goyim, huh? And then, yeah, it gets through some of the buffer stuff. Trying to make my cute stuff. I'm obviously take a lot of care and attention when I post pictures and images and cute comic stuff. And, you know, almost I'll spend more time on the image than the actual post itself. That's very, very often. E-Boogie, NASDAQ is awesome to trade. It is, sir. It is. David Coogs, what do you think about all the OG meme pumping? Useless, Corey, Keto, etc. They're all about to break out, sir. Let's look at Useless. Remember, Useless is from Bonk Guy, who round tripped like $26 million. This is Useless, sir. Yeah, I hope it comes back, bro. I hope it does. It's up 2.7x from the low. Nice. Very good. Oh yeah, this is what that was a log chart. This is it coming back here. Nice. I like that. That's a recovery year stuff, right? You weren't seeing that in the bear market year stuff. What's interesting is pDAI had a recovery last year. I'm wondering if it as well is going to do something like this and then come back down. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So if they have a network effect, you may as well punt it. Just remember, each cycle, there's new coins, there's new things that take people's attention. You know, is this going to be the unicorn cycle where if you believe in coins, you don't need to change them? They come back. Is that going to be it? I hope it is. It's risky to think like that, but that's like, yeah, in every cycle, it's like a new round of coins. But what I've noticed is like people don't want to leave now. That's another thing, friends. Everyone got to understand while we play some McDonald's music. Now, there's been a zeitgeist shift, which is like, you know, everyone's thinking when traditionally when you'd see a new coin, you'd see new opportunity. But now, if you go talk to everyone, when people see new coin, they think it's more risky. There's been a shift, right? Because everyone knows they all dump. Everything dumps. And Pump Fund bastardized it. Pump Fund like did a favor for the crypto industry, which is wild to say, but it did. It showed you what happens when you just keep running this thing to zero. It's kind of like if every girl in the world became an OnlyFans girl. And like there's just feet pic everywhere. There's feet pics and there's just pictures everywhere, right? And then you're like, this doesn't look as cool as it first sounded. Exactly. Right? You're like, I'm looking for something more. I'm looking for a relationship. In crypto, it's like, hey, I'm looking for a community that's showing Metcalfe's law. They're still staying, right? I don't want to just see another coin, because we've just diluted everything. So, but does that translate to the coins going up again? I hope so, man. Work for XRP. Hopefully it works for the rest of us. Mr. E-Boogie says, the power is within me. It is, sir. It is. Alan talking about revealing the AOL and MSN days. Good days, friends. Oh, good days. Can we get some Xenogeese theme music for the culture? We will, sir. Of course. I've got to save right here. This is in the town, okay? You're running around, going into people's homes, and they're like, hey, why are you in my home? And you'll take like a potion out of there and just run out. These are good days. Teaching kids just, you know, the right lessons of life. E-Boogie, think about how many small businesses will be destroyed when only electric cars are allowed. No more neighborhood mechanics. Yeah, but then they'll be repairing the cars. There's going to be people vomiting and pooping in the back of the seats. You know, they'll work on other stuff. Like, no, you got to remember as well, if we have everything's electric car, maybe we have Futurama tubes, maybe there's more porting stations where, you know, there's like hoverboards and electrical things moving around. The jobs, they just move on over to other stuff. It just, yeah, but there's the gap of demand part that everyone's worried about. That might take time for people to train. The Great Peganing from Vajan. Raj is back. The Great Peganing. I agree, sir. I agree. Raj, this is from Kingo. We're going to have Half-Life 3 come out before we get an Altseason. Yeah. Don't say that, sir. Don't say that. I don't ever want to hear that ever again. Okay? In just context, friends, in 2022 and 2023, I had a joke. I said, wouldn't it be really funny if UFO disclosure came out before Altseason? I never thought that would happen. And now here we are. Yeah, it's funny. Funny for everyone but us. E-Boogie, screw the dollar. pDAI is it. I agree, sir. I'm also heavily bag-biased, they say. Heavily bag-biased. Maple syrup is my spirit animal from Raf. Monad is a layer 1, Lamjed says. See, well, I don't even know that. But that's your marketing problem. You know what I mean? I don't know what you are anymore, bro. It's a layer 1. No, it's a layer 2. Oh, man, it's the same shit. Everything's the same. I think I saw some funny guys doing funny dress-ups for Monad. They're like the purple hedgehog. They were looking like really retardio, like frat boy retardio, which is good. It's different. It's better than like, you know, all the other ones because they don't catch any of my attention. Tomley from Raj. Talk about Tomley. Friendly reminder, friends. Like, yeah, we're in pain. Friends, remember, Tomley inserted $12 billion into Ethereum and he's offside. Okay? Market buy, 12 billion. He's offside. What does that tell us? It tells us the consumer sentiment is so bad, nobody believes in following through with anything. Okay, that's what it tells us. Yep. When's it going to change? Don't know. Prices are cheap, as always. Prices are cheap. Prices are cheap. Ocean, I feel comfortable buying the native PulseCoin, but I feel uncomfortable buying pDAI. It feels like buying Dash in 2020 versus not buying Sol pDAI in 2020. Yeah. Oh, interesting, sir. Interesting. Yeah. Remember Dash? That was Dash had like a low supply Bitcoin privacy thing, like by DaVinci J15. But then Solana was like the weird new thing with like more inflation. People were scared of it, and there was all this unaccounted for supply with Solana. So I was going to get 10x more size into Sol in the last cycle, but I got fudded out by Coin Bureau. Do you know that? So I'll show you. I made 108x on Sol, and it was literally right here. I'll never forget it. Where did I buy? Here you go, right here. Right here. I'll never, ever, ever forget this, right? Here you go. Around here, Coin Butthole guy makes a FUD video on Solana. But he was right about it. He says they've got a lot of supply. It's disappeared on chain. No one knows where the supply's gone. Now, we know what actually they did. They gave it to they gave it to Jump Trading, who ended up market making and getting insider deals. But we don't find that out until 4 years later. So I saw Solana. I was in one bullet. And I saw a guy's video and I was like, okay, I'm not going to put 10 bullets in. There's like this weird supply. It's unknown. And I freaking, look what it did, friends. Literally 108x from that moment. Oh, man. That's wild. That's wild. Where did it go? Whee! There it is. 163x. Something. So, yeah. That's what I'm wondering, you know, PulseChain in Ivan's book. PulseChain in Ivan's book. You know, friends, look, I'm telling you now, it's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. I'm telling you the story. I still remember why I didn't do 10x more size in Solana because of Coin Butthole's video. I can also tell you I got into Cardanzo in 1 bullet and I didn't do 10 bullets. You want to know why? Chico Crypto. That's why. I'll show it to you. Let me show you Cardanzo right here. Here it is, right here. I only had 1 bullet in Cardanzo. I was going to put 10, but I didn't because Chico Crypto said, I think it was CryptoFace as well. They said Cardanzo was the next BitConnect. Yep, they said it's ghostware, it's vaporware, no one's building on it, it's got a weird language, nothing's out, it's never going to be done. Charles Hoskinson took everyone's money, he's gone. That's all you were hearing. You were there 24 hours a day. But I looked at it, I'm like, man, something just tells me these guys are wrong. So I had 1 bullet in, just as contrarian. What happened? Cardanzo does the big moonshot. See? So, you know, obviously luckily I know markets. I'm like, hey, you know, if you were so rich, you'd be a billionaire. What do you know? I could ask questions like that. 99% of people didn't. That's why I'm asking you, is the same thing happening, you know? And there will be people, after it goes up, they will say, damn it, I got funded out by that guy. No, if you really liked it, dude, we have enough information. See, back then, there was no Cardanzo YouTube channels. There's nowhere to go. This is different though. You know where we are. We're very present. Friends, I started the believe in something thing. You know, believe in something. Friends, Davey Soy Hoffman, it's in his banner. Ethereum Foundation tweet believe in something. They've all heard. They're all watching. You know what I mean? So that's why if we recover from here, it will be the unbelievable moggening of a lifetime. Because I've made over 7,000 videos. I'm here 18 hours a day. I've told you contrarian. I've shown you the thesis. I've told you stablecoin super cycle. I've shown you the guys, everyone's still here. I've shown you the conferences. I've showed you the hot crusty underwear. Okay. I've shown you bottom signal indicators. I've shown you that the liquidity is thin on purpose. We've seen you all of that. You know everyone's present. The engagement is high. Binance did all the hints. It's like if this works out, you'll never forgive yourself ever. You're gonna be the Bitcoin pizza guy. Yeah. By the way, the guy who received the 10,000 Bitcoin, yep, he looks like one of those like long-haired, you know, like nerd guys he recorded a video in the trees. He spent it on a holiday. He was on a road trip. He didn't want to go home, so he sold the 10,000 Bitcoin for his road trip. There you go. There you go. If only someone had a video to watch to keep them bullish. If only. I wonder if we're looking at right now. Or it could be just sentenced to hell in the 7th layer of hell. Let me know. Mr. Soylent Green, sir. His name is Soylent Green. Could be a lady. Sommi, I feel your pain. I bought Cardanzo at 3 cents and then I sold at 25 cents. Then I watched it go to $3 doonies. Yeah, man. What a freaking run. 2021. And it didn't even have smart contracts, you know? That's the wildest part. Yeah. That's why, friends, Cardanzo got to 100 billion market cap, 100B, without smart contracts. Okay? That's why when I say Richard fart, or when I say down 99%, or when we go up, it's gonna be self-jokes. Self-deprecating humor. It will be. Yeah. Because remember, friends, I figured out what actually makes everyone tick. I've been here 18 hours a day. It took a very, very, very long time, and I'll give you the alpha. FOMO in crypto, it doesn't work how everyone thinks. In FOMO in crypto, of course, it starts with a green candle, but there's an adjoining attribute about the FOMO. People not allocated, they must see that you are stupid. There is a key element there. That is an important characteristic. They must think you're actually stupid and you don't know what you're doing. So when you have a big fat green candle, okay, like a Vietnamese dong inspired candle, okay, the dumber that they see you are, the more inclined they are to join. right? Because what happens is, at the start, there's FUD. So they think you're stupid and the candle goes up. They think, oh, he's going to lose his money in 2 seconds. He's stupid. But then if it fights the FUD, let me show you the dumbest coin you know. It's obviously pDAI. If they see that you are getting richer and it didn't go to zero again and it starts doing this, now they're going to start to ask questions with their own emotions, saying, why aren't you jumping in? These idiots are making money. And that's when they run in, right? And no amount of logic overrides that. It's all emotion. It's all emotion, you know? That's why if PulseChain's going up, we're like, hey, the fat man's going to pump it. The fat man's going to pump it. Why are you sitting on the sidelines? Yeah, it just affects them. It affects them. Now, I wouldn't have faith in any of this unless I saw it over and over and over and over again. Okay, over again. It really is, friends. Yeah, because no one's ever figured out that formula. You want to know why? Because no one thinks you have to look stupid. You have to, because they think you got to look smart. You got to look, you know why I'm making money? Because I'm smart. Nope. Nope. Because if you're smart, you're like less connected to the person with buying, right? You are less connected. Okay. But the dumber you are, when they're like, hey, that guy's got less IQ than me. How can he see it and I can't? Right? And it kills them. It kills them. It is counterintuitive, but that's crypto. And that's why the rest of the world is not buying crypto right now. It's because they think we're retardio and poor. If we go up, they're not going to think we're smart. They think we're still retardio. But now they see we're getting richer. Right? They think we're retardio because we hold, by the way. That's why. Because they want to come in for a quick 2x. But what I don't know is when they all start hitting market and push up the price for their quick 2x, you discover higher and higher prices. And now suddenly there's like big momentum, and that's what the retailers want. Like hot potato with Pokemon cards. Oh, this is 50,000, 40,000. Whoa, this could go to 100,000. Whoa. They're all playing with a 2x. They're playing with a 2x, but they don't care that it's just a 2x. They care that it's fast. Because they all want to put in 10,000, get out 10, right? They get 10, return 20. Put in 5, return 5. Okay, you see, make a 1x, make like literally making a 2x. Okay, put in 2, get back 4. Put in 10, get back 20. That's what they want. They actually want that, but they all come in at the same time, and that moment is rare. It's special to build up into that moment. Unfortunately, it's built up in literally every asset class in the world but ours. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting. Big Jacks, the final beat. Sommi capitulates. You're going to get some FF7 intro music for you, Mr. Big Jack, sir. 369. DB Cooper! E-cars have been around since the Victorian era. The electric carriage dates back further. Weird how people weren't allowed to have them until they could be centrally and remotely controlled. You know, friends, when they first made cars, do you know there was a union for horses? The horse lobby, the horse and carriage lobby, they bribed the politicians to introduce this in England, okay? England. They bribed the politicians to install a new law where if you were to drive a car, you had to have a man in the front and a man behind waving a red flag for every car. And they had to walk alongside you. They did that to try stop the growth of cars. It was like the flag carrying guy. And then everyone realized after a while, they go, that's just stupid. Why don't we just use cars? Yeah, because cars are so useful. That's what banks are doing with Crypto Clarity Act yield right now. They're not giving you yield. They're making it go zero. But then eventually we're going to find ways to give it out. And then everyone's going to be like, hey, screw you banks. I want my yield, you know. But before we get there, we have to get the user interface faster and faster. Because right now everybody has their money on banks. And that's where they keep all their money. If we had smart contracts, safety platforms, which are more centralized but can get the yield, people can shift away from the banks and they can get closer and closer to buying the top of our Altseason. That's what we're waiting for. Mr. Alex, Sommi, I've been with you since CryptoFace WhaleCrew days. The WhaleCrew chat. Where you used to post your early videos. Day one friendship, sir. Good to see your channel has grown. That's good, sir. They're all gone there. They all got liquidated. It just, everybody did the bots. Yeah, man. Everyone did the same bots. Everyone started martingaling. The market condition changed. So what makes CryptoFace good is he knows when to step back. He knows his swings, and he knows once he starts losing, he starts taking big hits, he stops. You know, other people can't stop because they're trying to make a wage. They're trying to win, and they stop. You know, so that's why I've been day trading for a long time. I just don't do it anymore because this is the biggest opportunity, bro. I don't want to talk like raw power with the banana zone, but it is. We're not going to get back this again, friends. You're not going to get a time where you literally see this inverse Terra Luna coin doing this in slow motion, dude. You're never, ever, 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 ever going to get it. I promise you're not going to get it. And if it does happen, it'll be in a new narrative where no one's explained shit to you and me. You know? Something that you can't comprehend. You know? But with that, we know stablecoin super cycle. Scott Bessent said 2 trillion are coming into crypto. You need a native decentralized stablecoin. Right? We do need it. Reggie! Sommi, do you think the CME doing 24/7 crypto will change anything or be another nothing burger? Probably changing stuff marginal, sir. Maybe it acts as a catalyst for volume when we're like much higher. Yeah. Also, friends, because Reggie mentioned CME, just to let you guys know, friends, I will bet all 3 of my testicles right now. CME, NASDAQ, and Coinbase have already given much information to the Department of Justice, Department of Jelly Beans, and they're going to go after Hyperliquid. Yeah. There's too many billions of dollars at stake. They're dirty CUNTs, friends. So, because Hyperliquid has no KYC on the front end. Right? That's just the game. That's the game. Juice and Vibes. You're a freaking spoony, buddy, you little cutie. I am selling my first crypto even in 5 years. 150 Chainlink. Selling it 40% down to run my business. Love taking anti-profits from this glorious industry. I know, so I feel the pain, dude. I really feel the pain. Okay. You know, a lot of people ask me how I do it. And I say, do what? They're like, oh, like, you know. I go, yeah, exactly. You mean I just haven't given up? I told you, sunk cost fallacy, bro. We've been here too long. I'm not giving up, dude. I don't fear crypto going down from here. I fear 1,000 people messaging me that crypto's now finally gone up and you should be happy. And me not being long. Okay? That's what I fear. I fear this 5-year depression of altcoins has the biggest up-only reversal and I'm not long. That's what my biggest fear is. Because it has every hallmark indicator that it's eventually going to work out. Raj, can you do a Salad Fingers outfit one day? So did I have one? Rusty Spoon. Salad Fingers were like the OG hip, not really hip, but OG kind of like different cartoon. I remember that, man. That was really great. With Hubert Cumberdale. Angel Chavez, I'm taking inspiration for the New York Knicks. It's been a 50-year bear market. Jeez, are you serious? 50-year bear market? Sir, don't speak those words again, please, sir. Please, sir. More Xenogears music. This is when you're in the battleship, by the way. Traveling around the world. Kingo. ChatGPT's research into EOS. The money mostly became Block 1's private corporate sales. Yeah, so EOS have like 140,000 Bitcoin. You know, friends, it's funny. Why we didn't think PulseChain was a top signal in 2021? Because it raised 1.1 billion. EOS in 2017 cycle raised 4 billion. So we had infinite money printing, 0% rates, and the bigger industry, and PulseChain raised 1.1 billion. But EOS had 4 billion. Now, you are asking questions. Hey, what does that mean, Sommi? Well, you know what it means, friends. The money printer and interest rates are not the biggest contributing factor for crypto cycle. You can look at the consumer sentiment, which I've shown you. I actually get it for you right now. Isn't that something special? So this is literally, friends, the consumer sentiment. You see this? Over time, look where we are down here. Consumer sentiment. Look where 2017 was. Consumers were at a 98 reading. Isn't that wild? A 97 consumer sentiment. When PulseChain happened in 2021, look at that. The consumer sentiment was 70. And now we're down to 49. Think about this. EOS raised 4 billion Okay. PulseChain raises 1 billion. And now ProveX raises like 16 million. You see that? I think Mega ETH raises 250 million. Do you see how it went down and down and down? Yeah, man. Because people are destroyed by their purchasing power. They just don't have enough purchasing power. That's it. Now, of course, a lot of skeptics would say, no, it's because you don't generate any profit. We tell them, shut up. What profit do you generate? They're off. The company I own generates profit. Shut up. You don't get to look into the cash register of McDonald's when you own the McDonald's share. You don't get to walk into Tim Apple's office if you're an Apple holder. You don't get the money, bro. You think you get the money. You don't get poop. You're in a Ponzi like the rest of us. It's just you think, oh, cash flow. You see a balance sheet. You think you have access to that money. You don't have anything, bro. You don't have admin keys for that money. It's a number on a paper, which you can't even verify, by the way. You got to trust that it's all that. You don't know, bro. You don't know. You don't know. You say you know. You don't know poop. Okay. Oh, I own Apple shares. Okay, bro. Go get Apple to send you part of their profits. Go ask for it. I'm going to vote at the next meeting. You are here for the green candles. You are in a Ponzi like the rest of us. Okay. They still haven't figured it out yet in stocks. See, friends, they think we're retarded because our prices have gone down. But one day our prices will go up. Okay? They will go up. By the way, how much cash flow does gold generate? 0. Thank you very much. Gold is up 14% per year for the past 20 years. Gold mogged the S&P 500. Okay? Gold literally does nothing. Could barely make it into a butt plug. Literally does nothing, outperform the S&P 500. How? Why? Oh my gosh, because it's a Ponzi like everything else. It's a Ponzi, it needs the money supply to keep going up. Because when you see gold, it's priced in US dollary doonies. There you go. That's why, friends, like even though crypto goes down, you see Cardanzo, you see PulseChain. We know, bro, it's all a Fugazi system, bro. They have to print money. It's just how people allocate their currency units. It changes in each decade, in each cycle. Okay, it's not like if a company makes money, it's therefore more legit than gold. No, it's just a different meme. Okay, and you got to think about everyone in Asia, everyone in Africa. They love crypto. They want to sniff crypto. They like it, right? One day we'll be partying. One day. Ocean Malibu talking to Soylent Green. Congratulations, you got rinsed by the irrational market and you are now frustrated. We are all frustrated, sir. Ocean, Sommi, you had a thesis of us getting 2 Altseasons. We had a 6-month delay. So G at first Altseason. Yeah, sir. It could still happen, but whatever happens like 2027 and then 2028. Yeah, we'll know. We'll know when it's too late. Mr. Heart with Dog, thanks for the hog coverage. Freaking Mr. Hoggy Hog. Thank you so much for your wonderful energy, your passion. We love and appreciate you, sir. Well done. We love all your comics. We love you. If the comics stopped, we like you as a person. No homo. No FOMO either. Or you could FOMO into Hog. They're great. Soylent, could the problem be that we are all anarchists and libertarians and that banks don't like that kind of people? This is the funny part, sir. Mr. or Mrs. Soylent Green. When we were more anarchists, we rallied. Okay? Like, I'll just show you the others chart, altcoins. Okay? When we were... Oh, man, friends, I weep when I show you this chart. You know, I actually cry inside. You got 1,000x return if you bought crypto in 2015. But all the altcoins were only worth 40 million market cap. You know, DogeCoin in 2020 was 40 million by itself. So this is 2015. Okay. Altcoins went up 35x in 2020. The others index. Okay, 35. Do you want to know what we've done? We went up 3.8 and then we've round tripped. So just show, but what it's done is, look, it's forming a huge wedge. See this? Super massive wedge. So when this breaks out, all hell will break loose, you know? But the thing is, like, which coins is it going to be? Which narratives? That's what you don't know. You just hope, like, I don't know, man. I just don't. People want to own their own money. Red Pill Super Cycle. You know, I'd like to say, oh, we're going to win. We're going to win. Yeah, I'd love to say that, but it's just saying that, you know? It's just saying it. Anonymous. Crypto coffee's getting more active lately. Yeah. Interesting. Gary K with a big G. How are you? We miss Dirty Crypto. Gone but never forgotten. Is that you, Mr. Dirty Crypto? Dirty Gary? Yeah, Dirty Crypto fans. We had a rumor. He got tapped on the shoulder. But it could just be, friends, he just had to get 2 jobs or something. It could honestly just be that. Where friends, is like, it's really depressing, man. It's like nothing's gone up. Hey, Mad Thesis! I know, man, I know. But, like, you know, you didn't tell me to buy Pokemon cards 9 years ago either. Kingo, I owned 1 million Doge. I sold it all for 5K in the bear market before Elon Musk pumped it. That's the fear, bro. That's the fear. I'm hoping, sir, that you get to make glory again. Osaka, Shogun. I think there's a new Salad Fingers video from the last few years. I think I caught up on all of them, sir. Yeah. Salad Fingers, man. That's one of the OG things that went viral. It's like a niche indie creation on the internet. That's like memes. It would have been a meme coin. It was meme coins before memes. Where we make like a dick butt Pokemon-ish kind of vibes. Pokemon's in like a new unique creation of a world. Lamjet. Jump Crypto and Citadel are already preparing their perp decks using the upgraded Fire Dancer. Whoa. They destroyed Luna for Solana. Next, they'll destroy Hyperliquid for their own project. Mr. Lamjed, you might be onto something. Yeah. They might take down Hyperliquid and force KYC on their front end. Friends, I saw some like nerds on Twitter. Not nerds. We're nerds. You know, nerds in a good way. They said, oh, Hyperliquid's, it's decentralized servers. It's three Japanese hosts, 3 Japanese servers. So, you know what I mean? Like, people talking like that, people are talking. That's why. That's what it means. It means people are talking to DOJ, Department of Jelly Beans. Penny, I've been sober for 3 years. Today was the closest I've gotten to relapsing, Sommi. 5 years have been brutal. Don't do it, sir. Don't do it. Here. Think of the future. Think of the future. Okay? Don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't reset the counter. You know, think one day we'll be higher. We'll be higher. See, that's why, like, I know what you're feeling, dude. I know what you're feeling. I completely understand, bro. Friends, I understand why people just say, you know what, I'm checking out. You said it get better, didn't get better. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, look, I'm just as in the unknown as you. I hope you've just learned, like, I said, hey, I hope it goes up and I think it goes up. But if we go down, I'm still going to be here. We went down. I'm still here. Everyone's gone. And I'm still making the case, man. I go, look, man, just because Jeets sold it down 90% doesn't mean it's worth 0. It means they're Jeets. It means they're Jeets. And then you might say, yo, but Bitcoin's gone up only, bro. Bitcoin is needing the stretch BitConnect Ponzi money. Bitcoin needs it. Okay? Needs it. If it could go up without it, Michael Soyler wouldn't do it. Ocean Malibu. PWBTC is in a strong accumulation range and no one is talking about it. Thank you, sir. That sounds like one of the AI prompts that we always ask for. Far out. I wish Matty Allen and Kareem would stream again. Yeah. I got to tell you, friend, it's one thing to go and post a chart and then walk away. It's another thing to look at something down literally 98%. Hex is down 99.6 and go out and face a crowd of people and say, yeah, I still think it's a better Bitcoin. It's a whole kettle of fish, dude. It's different, friends. You got to remember. What I'm doing is not normal, friends. I have no shame. I have no, see, people say that's why, friends, I'm chaotic good. Chaotic means like you make your own mind. So like people who are like neutral, they always look at the law. Oh, they look at like what the morals are of the situation. All right, but chaotic is me, where I'm like, no, I can make my own decision. I'll tell you. And by the way, the lawmakers and the government, they're always behind anyway. Okay, that's why like if you have no shame, some people just become massive grifters, pump it up, new coin every 2 seconds. Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, but yeah, I do present this confidence, but you gotta remember, like we're confident today, dude. Like, friends, I wake up, I'm like, bro, we're down 10 months in a row, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're down 10 months in a row. Yeah, we're cheap, but did we have to go down 10 months in a row? Apparently, yes. And that's what people say, okay, that means the cycle's broken. No, it's not broken, bro. Would you say Ethereum's broken? And then most people say, no, Ethereum's the best. Okay, Tom Lee bought $12 billion of it and he's offside, 40 to 50%. And they go, oh, but he's only down 50%. But listen what you're saying, dude. Listen what you're saying. You're in the hotel cuck chair with someone, and then, okay, there's 3 guys around your girl, but some other guy, his missus has got 7 guys around them. And you're like saying, oh, I've only got 3 guys to deal with. This guy's got to pay for 7 lunches, you know? Like, it doesn't matter, dude. We're all wrecked. We're all wrecked. And we're leveraged on the system. Yes? So when they're up 3x, we'll hopefully be up 6. And hopefully, yeah, much higher than that. Angel Chavez. Matty Allen is the Hex Temple Priest. Yes, a title I gave him. And Kareem is the stake. Yeah, man. That's right, friends. Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's tough. Look, friends, I wouldn't have this confidence unless I literally saw hordes and hordes and hordes of people continuously get stuff wrong. So just by the principle of like doing the opposite of everyone losing, you're going to hit a big win, dude. You have to. You have to at some point. Jerry, 5 million pDAI is now worth 1 billion PulseChain. Interesting. The pDAI pulse ratio. pDAI is only 2x away to flip PulseChain. If that happens, I will be making another breaking news live stream, just to let you know. Because I'll say, hey, that's weird how the stupid pDAI coin is now storing more wealth than the actual chain is on. I wonder if that's random or not. Mad B. These soy crypto influencers need to start giving you credit when they use your materials and your ideas. Copper gold ratio. Thank you so much, sir. I believe in sharing. Sharing's caring. Okay. Can tell you a lot of stories about those ones. Family friendly. But it's not about me. Okay. It's about us. Okay. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, friends, you know, we're all here. We're building off each other all the time. We borrow each other's energy. We use each other platforms. Because you need it. You know, more like a rock to lean on. Because, man, there's some dark days, man. Like, it's really dark. You know? Potatoes, man. Potatoes went up 7x in a month. Potatoes! Margarita. Margie! Freaking thank you, Marjorie! With your cute little thank you. And a cute little pear. 10 Canadian freaking dollary doonies. Now, Marjorie, with all due respect, if we flip the Canadian dollar, that's 440x away. Wow. Thank you, Marjorie. We do love you. Your surname's Villain. You're not a villain. You're a friend. Thank you so much. It was your first super chat on a live stream. Wow, Marjorie, thank you so much. Your first super chat. Me. Here, have some feet. Have some feet, Marjorie. Friends, you know my family friends, they always be like, what are you doing all day? And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, please don't tell me you've watched the video. Please. Because friends, I'm always scared. You guys, you watch with your friends and your kids and stuff. You put me on the lounge room, and I just can't imagine like an 8-year-old boy going to school. It probably, it's actually funny because maybe the stuff they're teaching you at school is way more upside down than a grown man trying to beat the system here with his grown friends. Trying to beat this system of a future AI surveillance state. Far out aliens. If you buy a thing when it's 98% down, can you really lose? Only in Luna, because there's infinite minting. But in other stuff, if there's a community, there's friendship. There is friendship. Benji, lost time pegger. First time calling in on the show. Thank you so much. So welcome, Benji. Benji's in here. Well, sir, Benji, now that you're in here, maybe we're allowed to finally go up. That's going to be great. So pDAI is actually doing a nice roly-poly action up. Why it's interesting is PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, Inc., they have done 10 red months in a row. For some reason, pDAI has done 3 green in a row. Okay, what's happening? Is it Mr. Juice and $5.55 dude? We will mog one day. Thank you so much. All the friends are in here. Mogged by potato farmers, we are. Where are we going from here, friends? Look, it's the same thing, right? $10 redoonies. It does go a long way. Keep DCA buying. There's not going to be an amazing signal that comes out. Have fun with the, you know, the bonus round type of coins and everything out here. Soylent Green also blames me for the 3 in green monthly candles. But remember, sir, or madam, my friend Soylent Green, if I was that important, why are we still down from the Richard Hart area? 67%. We went down 99, 100%. So there's something going on beneath the surface here. Maybe we'll see when it goes higher. Remember, you all mean the world to me. Now, if you could please just stop selling for a freaking month so we could get up for once. Here we have PulseChain. Green, slightly green. Can you really call it green? Okay. So remember, friends, Bitcoin, buy in May, go away. We say this every year, and then it's not. I don't want to jinx it. We have every crypto macro fundamental force factor pointing up. So if we have a shortened bear, none of us would be surprised. We are way overdue for altcoins to recover. Way, way, way overdue. It's not funny. I won't be surprised, friends, if literally there's a 1 month period where like every altcoin's up and there's no explanation. And I'll be telling you, that's what we want to see. So what we want to see next, we want to see altcoins move up on no news. No news. No Clarity Act. No Genius Act, nothing. Just move up on no news. Why? That is the final sign that there are no more sellers. That's how it starts, okay? When you finally run out of sellers, there's always DCA buying going in. They're just overwhelmed by the inflation and the JEETs. But if you just start going up and there's no explanation, and everyone's looking at, that's the beginning of the disbelief. Okay, which I'll show you now on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Actually, the Bitcoin dominance is inverse, but you can see it on the Wall Street cheat sheet. See disbelief? This is a sucker's rally, you know, because people who are sidelined, they'll think it's an opportunity to short because they go, oh, there's no news. Why are altcoins going up? They don't make any cash flow. There's no news. That is what we're waiting for. So you're hearing it from me first now. So when it comes, it's not hope and cope. But that would be it. You just see, and you see, you don't even believe it's going to happen. I already know you. I already know you. Play some angel music. Not a single one of you believe it's even possible for all the altcoins to just start going up for a month. No news. Okay, no proper real news. Okay, that's how deep this burning sensation is, where the sun don't shine. Very, very deep. But that's actually how they start. On the inverse, bull markets end when you just start selling and there's no news. They just go down, like October 10/10 liquidation. Then you find the story, but there's no story. It's just we went because you ran out of buyers. You just ran out of buyers and it was the first pocket of demand, okay? But everybody's in disbelief, okay? DB Cooper, I maxed out my credit cards. Well done, sir. I know you're going to make it. Osaka, wouldn't the Fed need to get loose and print 80 trillion to kick off another alt season? Thank you so much, sir. Point proven. Mr. Osaka, see, no one believes it is theoretically possible for altcoins to go up with interest rates this high based off no news. But I'll tell you, this is how it all happens. Bull market, they start with just a move up, okay? And then what you're going to see is there's a round of influencers. There's like 100, okay? And when they go up, all 100 will be bearish. And then as they keep going up and up and up, it'll be 100 bearish, and then 90, and then 70, and then it'll go all the way down. And maybe when they finally, I'll just show you the others gold ratio, right? So you can get an idea. Or maybe others, maybe just others itself. When they finally all go, oh my gosh, bull market confirmed. Maybe that's going to be the local top. Do you know they did this, friends, if you go to the Bitcoin spot ETF run, I've got it right here. Do you know in this area, right here, right there, friends, you had Gareth Soloway bearish. You had Ben Copen bearish. Ivan's indicator flipped bearish here. You had Crypto Crapo. Every single person was bearish. By the time we got to the very, very, very end, Crypto Crapo flipped bullish right here. And that's when Bitcoin hit 72K. See, it's funny. It's funny how it works. It's everybody's on one boat and there's 100 people. There's like 99 bears, one bull. And then when they finally move all the way in, whatever price you see is the end of the wave. It just, no one ever exits because you're looking at your coin and you're like, oh, I think we're worth higher. And then you end up getting the reset, okay? So this would be it. So we're waiting for that, okay? Right now, we're like probably in this area. Maximum people bearish. We will see. Prices are cheap for Mr. Anonymous. DeFi summer. I love and appreciate it. We're not getting DeFi anything anymore. It's done. Retailers don't believe it. Like, you know the scam. The scam is don't buy the yield token. See? They'll have to redress up DeFi. They'll have to like market it with a different word. You know? That's it. Benji, you made my day, Sommi. My dad and wife got a good laugh over the shout out. Thank you so much, Benji. Benji, parents are there. They've done a lot to bring you up. Looking after you. Wondering about this crazy world. Right? It's been tough. It has. They're always saying, look at this. Look at the music of these young children. Bring back the disco days. Those are good times. Back in the day, you just ask a lady to dance. Now it's, hey, can I get your TikTok? We do. Okay, friends, it's awesome. Okay, so this is what we're waiting for right now. Remember, PulseChain carries a multiplier on this because it's smaller. We are in maximum despair. You never know. Maybe by the end of this year, we'll get retail to buy the top again. That'd be funny before we go for the next wave. Okay, it's a believer cycle. It's a friendship cycle. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.